Now I want to read question number 1. As a task officer at the RRB and using all information from part 1, explain to Adam Zazli the self-assessment system, including the responsibilities of taxpayer and employees. Okay, what is self-assessment system? It is a simple method of assessment where a taxpayer assesses themselves on the income they have received or have accrued and to pay the tax income which they calculate on this income. It is not a new tax but a system where the taxpayer is given the responsibility to compute their own tax liability which with limited or not intervention by tax official. Self-assessment is a totally process change from the current system of assessment known as the official assessment system. The responsibility is shifted to the taxpayer for proper accounting, assessment and payment of their tax liability. The first obligation is obtaining and forwarding the income tax return. In this case, Adam will be offered to receive tax from the Island Revenue Board of Malaysia (IRBM). With this, Adam will receive the form because it has a business form or PE form. Adam needs to complete all the form correctly and all the information text need to be sent to the IRB on time to ensure that the IRB can verify Adam documents. The second responsibility that Adam to do is decline income and claiming expenses. All form of income like including wages, company revenue, rental income and other sources like dividend must be declared by Adam. In addition, Adam is required to incorporate any allowable costs and deductions such as gift, school fees and medical costs if Adam already married and already have the children. Accurately declaring income and reporting expenses guarantees that Adam only pays the right amount of and is taxed fairly. Penalties may arise through incorrect income declaration. Besides that, Adam need computing income tax payable. Adam need to calculate their tax liability using their disclosed income and permitted deductions. In addition to calculating the appropriate tax rates, Adam must consider any tax credits or refunds from which they qualify. The findings of this calculation will show if the Adam has overpaid and has a right to a refund or whether Adam need to make more payments. However, Adam need making tax installment payment CP500. IRBM provides the CP500 form to provide Adam who want run business with a predetermined tax estimate. This estimate is predicated on the Adam anticipate income or prior returns for tax. Based on this projection, Adam must make installment payments throughout the year. If they anticipate that their actual income will differ from their tax estimate, they can update e-buy filing from CP502 before 30 June. Adam can better manage their financial flow while avoiding significant lump sum payment at the end of the tax year by adjusting the installment. The second last of responsibilities is keeping record for 7 years of audit purpose. All relevant records including bank statement, invoice, salary slip and receipt must be retained by Adam for a minimum of 7 years. In the event that the IRBM conducts an audit, these records are crucial for verification. Keeping accurate records enables Adam to substantiate the their report, income and claim expenses, so ensuring compliance and avoiding protection funds for missing or incorrect information. The list of obligations is submitting and remitting the income tax payable. Adam must file tax returns and pay any outstanding taxes by the deadline after completing the application and calculating the amount of tax owed. It is crucial to submit and pay on time in order to avoid fines or interest. The taxpayer has the right to a refund if they have overpaid tax is in the previous year. The process guarantees that the taxpayer follows with Malaysian tax law and fulfill their tax obligations. The first responsibility for employee is obtaining, completing and submitting the income tax return to the Inland Revenue Board Malaysia (IRBM). Adam and companies are required to file their annual income tax returns with IRBM. This involves obtaining the correct tax return form based on their category, individual, partnership, company, etc. Accurately completing it with all related income and expenditure details and submitting it by the stipulated deadline. Timely submission ensure compliance and avoid penalties. Okay. The second responsibility of employee is declaring income and claiming expenses. Taxpayer must declare all sources. Next, the responsibility of employee is computing income tax payable. The tax payable is calculated based on the declared taxable income after considering deduction of assumptions. The amount is determined using the progressive tax rate specified by IRBM. Companies and individuals must ensure accurate computation to avoid underpayment or overpayment. The next of responsibility of employee is submission of tax estimate CP204 and reverse tax estimate CP204A. Companies are required to submit a tax estimate CP204 for the upcoming year of assessment. The estimate is based on the projected income and expenses. If circumstances change, they may submit a reverse estimate CP204A within the allowed time frame to reflect more accurate projection, thus avoiding penalties for underestimation. Next is make installment payments CP204 or CP204A. Tax estimates are paid in monthly installments using form CP204 or CP204A. Okay. The next responsibility for employee is remittance of penalty on underestimate income tax payable. Calculate based on 30% difference. If the estimated tax is less than 7% of the actual tax payable, a penalty is imposed based on the 30% shortfall. The responsibility of employees is remittance penalty on the late payment, 10% of installment payments. Okay, 10% penalty is charged for late payment of installment. Okay, next, the responsibility for employee is keeping record for 7 years for audit purpose. It is the same for taxpayer individual. Okay, taxpayer must retain financial record for 7 years for potential audits by IRBM. The next of responsibility of employee is submission of tax estimate CP204 and reverse tax estimate CP204A. Companies are required to submit a tax estimate CP204 for the upcoming year of assessment. The estimate is based on the projected income and expenses. If circumstances change, they may submit a reverse estimate CP204A within the allowed time frame to reflect more accurate projection, thus avoiding penalties for underestimation.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Erika binti Ahmad Perbuana and my ID number is MDA2303010. So today I'm going to present about how to apply or to comply step by step for self-assessment system. Okay, for the introduction is self-assessment require the taxpayer to determine number 1 is the taxable income, number 2 is calculate the applicable income tax, number 3 is submit their income tax return, and then they also need to make the necessary payment for the relevant assessment for the year. The first step, Adam needs to file his overdue tax return for each year from 2020 to 2023 using e-filing system at LHDN. Next, once he submitted, LHDN will overview his taxable income and assess any outstanding taxes. It is essential for Adam to keep track his assessment status through the Malaysia Taxation, which is MyTax portal, to remain informed and ensure the compliance. Next, make self-amendments to the information or assessment in their income tax return form, which is ITRF, submitted to IRBM on time by filling an amended return form ARF within 6 months of the ITRF due dates. The ARF must be submitted to the household office that manage the taxpayer's income tax life. Only those who have timely submitted their ITRF can make self-amendments, and this option is available only once for each assessment year. Continue. Adam has up to 6 months from the original submission date to amend them using Form Q if Adam finds any errors in his returns. It allows him to correct all the mistakes or claim the additional relief, such as those related to his part-time master's program. Making accurate amendments will help prevent future issues with LHDN. Other than that, if Adam failed to submit tax returns, it can be charged as an offence under Section 77 Subclause 1 of the Income Tax 1967. Other than that, penalties for non-compliance may include fines, extra charges based on the amount of unpaid taxes. Delays in paying outstanding taxes may result in additional penalties. Other than that, Adam can apply for a penalty reduction through the MyTax or Malaysia Taxation portal by providing a valid reason such as unawareness of his tax obligation. If Adam failed to submit his income tax return form or recall it ITRF without a reasonable excuse, he can also be charged under Section 112 Subclause 1 of the Act. The next step, if Adam disagrees with LHDN assessment, he can submit an appeal within 30 days using Form Q. This process gives him an opportunity to challenge any differences. If the issue is not resolved through the initial appeal, the case can be referred to the Special Commissioners of Income Tax SCIT for further deliberation. In conclusion, Adam needs to keep record for future reference and maintain copies of individual tax return, any supporting documentation, and essentially for auditing purposes and can be needed for upcoming returns for taxes. Make sure keep the papers in a safe place to maintain the information and arrange them systematically to facilitate quick assessment needed.